Gaming has been a big focus, but as we looked at Comic-Con in San Diego, a lot of Hollywood studios got behind Oculus and VR. Coming up at the Sundance Film Festival, there's an entire slate of movies and interactive experiences in VR. What are your thoughts about the potential beyond video games?
Yeah, it seems like VR is popping up everywhere. I mean, it's showing up obviously in gaming, which is a big focus for us. Started out as the only focus for us. Now we've started to look a lot at real-time cinema experiences. A lot of the experiences that we're showing on Crescent Bay, some of the richest, kind of most powerful experiences are almost more like a Pixar short or a real-time cinema experience than they are a video game at this stage. And it's really immersive. People love seeing the dinosaur walk up and walk over them and they're kind of ducking, or watching the new AudioBot demo go around them. So it's a lot of fun to see where film is going to go with all of this. I think it's going to have a huge impact on Hollywood and computer graphic CG-based animated films.
At Comic-Con, again, Guillermo del Toro had a Pacific Rim demo, and he's very much behind your technology. What have you seen from some of those types of creatives, the excitement about VR and what they can do with it?
Well, the experience sells itself. So it's kind of, we joke that it's religion on contact. When you see this quality of VR, that kind of Crescent Bay, even Gear VR, the latest version, when you see that quality of VR, it's hard to not want to do something, not want to be involved, not want to go make something. We've had a number of the very best directors out there come visit us, get a demo, and take it off and look and say, Brendan or Nate or whoever's giving the demo, let's make a movie. Like, I want to do this. This is amazing. And then for a while, we were kind of stepping back saying, well, we're not really sure what that means to make a movie in VR. We're trying to do that ourselves. We're trying to go out there and experiment and build a lot of these experiences, these CG animated films ourselves, to see what does it really take to make a compelling VR, a comfortable, compelling VR experience on the film side. And as soon as we get a little bit farther, as soon as we get to a good place, we're going to open that, share that, and go out and start really evangelizing how these great creative directors could go out and make great VR films.
Again, I know gaming is what everybody's excited about. There's also the potential for entertainment, but one of the things when Facebook acquired you guys, they said that they saw potential beyond games and entertainment. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, we're really excited for VR to just be everywhere and be, kind of make an impact on as many places as possible. At the core of Oculus, we are game developers. Most of the staff has some kind of game development background. I'm a game developer by trade, by heart. So is, again, most of our lead engineers. So at the kind of very heart of VR, you have a 3D game engine. And that is always going to be the case. You're going to be rendering this kind of 3D environment in virtual reality. But beyond that, you can start applying it to potentially education, where you have students looking at objects, feeling like those objects are truly right in front of them, learning about potentially old artifacts, and then you see this kind of dinosaur tooth or kind of skeleton, and imagine you could then click a button with your classmates and suddenly go back in the prehistoric age and see these dinosaurs walking around you as though you were really there. So there's a huge opportunity and potential in education, medical, to do virtual kind of surgery training, not necessarily the real thing. This is early days, but the idea that a medical student could go and with some kind of specialized input device could potentially do a training simulation in VR, almost as though they were doing the real thing, just really limitless applications. So we see this far beyond just gaming and entertainment, going into education, medical, architecture, being able to visualize a space at scale. That's something I'd love to do with any kind of renovation on a house or a new building. There's just, each time we think about an industry, we think, oh wait, VR could be applied like this. Oh, that's going to change everything. It'll mostly be other companies doing that, hopefully, with our hardware or somebody's hardware out there that's great like this. But yeah, it's very exciting.
One of the other things new here at CES is the open source VR that Razer announced, which will work with Oculus as well as other VR. What are your thoughts about what impact that could have on game developers?
Well, game developers are always like open standards when there's a bunch of different devices that they're trying to target. So usually there's needs to be about 3 consumer devices at scale that they're trying to target before they need an open standard. If you look at what happened in the graphics space, you had DirectX, you had OpenGL. There's still a proprietary graphics API on PlayStation, Nintendo. Xbox tends to be more like DirectX, but there's several flavors of them. In VR, I think at some point in the future, that kind of open standard is going to be really useful. While there's just this sea of kind of early VR devices that are more like Rift DK1s, I don't know that an open standard is as important as it's going to be in the future when there's really high quality consumer products out there that everybody's trying to target. So I think it's a little early, but certainly at Oculus, we're big fans and supporters of open standards, and we'll definitely get in there and get behind it when we feel like the time is right. Right now, we really want to move as fast as we can, and I think everybody's waiting for us to ship a consumer product. We don't want to do anything that would slow us down from shipping a consumer product, and we're iterating really quickly on our APIs. So we're right now fully focused on just getting consumer product out.